Hello, callers, and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on the latest developing stories. We start with our manager Xavi Hernandez in a recent interview where he talks Messi, Manchester United, coaching Barcelona, and criticisms. We are going to be discussing on everything the Barca manager had to say. Then, secondly, talking about this transfer news claiming that Barcelona, United, Tottenham Hotspur are interested in signing this Japanese midfielder who plays for Eintracht Frankfurt by name Daichi Kamada. We are also going to be discussing much on that as well. So guys, before we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barcelona's poor run in the UEFA Champions League earlier this season is part of the reason why their phenomenal run in La Liga has gone under the radar. Despite the Catalans playing some of the most attractive football in Europe, a streak of unfortunate injuries cost them a spot in the Champions League knockout and pushed them to the second-tier competition for a second consecutive season. Xavi Hernandez spoke to Indian outlet Hindustan Times earlier this week, where he spoke extensively about the team's upcoming clash in the UEFA Europa League and the opponents they stand to face. Here are the snippets of his interview. The Spanish tactician did not have it easy at the club in his early days as manager, despite his rich history with Barcelona. Xavi has been held against the highest standards and has not seen any concession on criticism. He first detailed the pressure at the club for both managers and players. He said, "It's difficult to manage Barcelona. We have a lot of pressure. We need to win titles. Fortunately, I know the club and the environment very well." While it is true that Xavi has been heavily scrutinized at Barcelona, his special bond with the club and fan base is a factor whose importance words cannot describe. The coach revealed his thoughts on the importance of having the fans backing and the advantages he faced having played being a former player. He said, "I've been here as a player for 24 years, so I'm proud and honored to be the coach of Barcelona. I know the pressure here. Many people criticize us, but this is Barca. I accept this challenge. I'm happy to be here. We need to win titles to avoid criticism." Barcelona faced Manchester United in the first round of the Europa League. Xavi emphasized that a nail-biting clash was on the cards and that it would be no way easy. He said, "We were not lucky in that draw because we have to face Manchester United. They are on the good run. It's always a pleasure to play at Old Trafford. Ten Hag is doing a good job. They have very good players and it's go open. Be really difficult to beat them." The legendary midfielder called the clash between the two European giants one at par with the Champions League, thus putting into perspective the quality of football that can be expected over the two legs later this month. As he said, "Yes, both clubs are more or less at a similar point. We are coming back. Manchester United and Barcelona both are in the Europa League. I think both teams deserve to be in the Champions League, but this is our reality and we need to face it." The motto of Xavi's project at Barcelona has been remodeling and restructuring a team in transition. The manager identified that their European opponents were also in a similar stage and shared his thoughts on Erik ten Hag. He said, "Manchester United and Barcelona have had many problems in the last 2 or 3 years, but I think we are coming back. In my opinion, Erik ten Hag is doing a very good job. Both teams are in a similar process of revival." Xavi's interaction with the Indian outlet ended with a question about Lionel Messi's possible return to Barcelona as a player, to which he replied, "Why not? I think it depends on him, what he wants, what he feels. Of course, Barcelona is always Messi's home. Doors will be open for Leo, especially if I am coach here. Let us see what he wants to do. The decision depends on Messi more than the club." Indeed, it depends on Messi more than the club, as Xavi said. Of course, a lot have been spoken about Messi's possible return, which according to me I think is just a dream, but I don't see it possible. Let's see, but he has not yet signed any contract extension with PSG, even though Fabrizio Romano is saying that the likelihood is for him to stay at PSG than returning to Barcelona or going to LA Galaxy in the US. Talking about what Xavi said again about our upcoming clash in the Europa League against Manchester United. Yeah, it's true. We have a tough clash. United is coming back. I think that game is going to be very difficult because Eric Ten Hag actually improved United, and without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to be a clash of teams that are in a similar situation right now in their history, trying to revive, coming back. United was a dead club, Barca too were a dead club, and they have two magnificent coaches, I say, that they are bringing back the club to where it belongs gradually. So, as Javi Rally said, it is supposed to be like even a Champions League encounter when you look at the quality of the way the teams are playing now. Then on to the next story of discussion. After being an integral part of Eintracht Frankfurt's Europa League run last season, Daichi Kamada has taken an enormous step up in his career this time around. Kamada has scored 7 goals and set up 4 others across 16 games this season, all while playing as part of a double pivot. He has been one of the best players in the Frankfurt side, sitting 6th in the Bundesliga, just 5 points off leaders Bayern Munich and 2 of the Champions League spots. However, the German outfit should be worried about his future. The Japanese ace is 5 months away from becoming a free agent, and there is little to no news regarding a contract extension with Frankfurt. Sponici and X, meanwhile, claimed that Barcelona are one of the teams interested in pursuing Kamada in the summer on a Bosman deal. There is plenty of competition for his signature, with Bayern Munich and Tottenham Hotspur also keeping an eye out for him. Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund are the other teams keeping tabs on the 26-year-old. The competition will likely catch more heat as Kamada continues to perform at a high level. After failing to make intelligent moves under the previous administration, Barcelona have really stepped up their scouting under Joan Laporta, and co. The focus has been on finding low-cost, long-term solutions until the club can sort out their financial distress. Consequentially, the Blaugranas have found gems like Andres Christensen, Eric Garcia, Memphis Depay, and Frank Kessié, among others in the recent past. They have been keeping an eye out for possible moves in the coming summer, as well, with the likes of N'Golo Kante, Marco Asensio, Marcos Thuram, and Kamada's teammate Ivan Ndika on their radar. Barca can start speaking to these players in an attempt to reach a pre-agreement, and it would not be too surprising if they end up pursuing a fair few of them after sorting out their finances. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.